When you go to your local bank branch, do you ever look at the bank tellers and wonder, do these people date each other?
Sir, we are showing a balance of $0.00 for both of your accounts.
Oh.
Next.
No, me neither. Until I watched Interest of Love. Interest of Love is probably the messiest K-drama I've ever seen. And based on the trailer, I thought it might get a little spicy, and it is, but not in the way I expected. I was expecting a mukjang in a bank branch, but this is more like a slice of life / slice of mess. Interest of Love takes place at one of the branches of KCU Bank and shows the relationships that the bank tellers and managers have with each other. Our main leads, Ha Sang-soo and Soo-young, have worked together for about 3 years, and Sang-soo has had a crush on her for a while, but he doesn't act on it until now. And then the dominoes fall and the mess begins. You have love squares, affairs, people having feelings for each other but not doing anything about it, toxic coworkers, gossip, all the fun stuff that makes you love going to work. So when I say this is one of the messiest K-dramas I've ever seen, I mean it's messy in a very realistic way. Like, if I worked at this bank, I'd be running every day after work to tell my friends about what happened. These people make questionable decisions that make you go,
side eye. Side eye!
There's probably some mukjangs that have crazier and more over-the-top moments, but the mess that this drama has just feels more real, and it feels like it could happen at any workplace. This drama is also very angsty. The angst plus the mess, it's just a lot. The drama takes the small actions of people and shows their impact over time, and the characters overanalyze every action of the other characters, and then that makes you overanalyze them too. So it just feels very stressful, but also very realistic. Get the overanalysis plus some usual K-drama angst tropes, and then add a little mess. Angsty stares, mess. Giving your old work crush some work documents, mess. Giving your old work crush a cup of coffee, also mess. And normally I don't like angsty toxic tropes, but in this drama, I don't like it either, but I love it at the same time. It's toxicity with a purpose. I think it's because we get to see the backstories of the leads, so it totally makes sense why they behave the way they do. They've all dealt with some traumatic or life-changing events that shape how they see life and romantic relationships. But also, they're not happy in their current lives, and because of their past and societal expectations, they don't do the things they truly want to do, and they live in angst and regret. And this goes into their love lives too, in the most toxic way possible. So every character in this drama is toxic, but our 4 leads add to the toxicity the most. So Sang-soo and Soo-young are the first leads, and they're both bank tellers. And then our second leads are Mi-kyung, who is an assistant manager, and Jong-hyun, the security guard of the bank. I'll be spoiling some plot points for the video, so I'll put some timestamps in case you want to skip them. So Sang-soo gave me so much secondhand embarrassment.
Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Especially in the beginning of the drama. Like, he's not a bad person, he's just very dumb. Especially when it comes to Soo-young. I'll give you an example. You can skip to the time on the screen if you don't want spoilers. Sang-soo finally asks Soo-young out on a date and she says yes. But things happen and she gets upset with him and she starts to act very cold towards him. And he, for some reason, decides to pester her and ask her why she's mad at him when it's very obvious that she wants to be left alone. And even when he finds out that she's dating Jong-hyun, she actually wasn't at this time, but she just lies to Sang-soo just for whatever reason. See what I mean when I say this drama is messy? If I were Sang-soo, this would be one of those embarrassing moments that I think about in the middle of the night when I can't sleep. Like, why? Stop this, please.
Why are you the way that you are? I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Yeah, it's just bad. Eventually, I just accepted him for who he was, and I just stopped cringing, and I just enjoyed his messiness and his embarrassing moments. And I actually think that he had the most growth out of the 4 leads, and I really did root for him as I went through the drama. He starts off as someone who's very calculated and takes every decision seriously, which is a good thing, but I think he takes it to an extreme where he hesitates a lot and holds himself back from being truly happy. But throughout the drama, his views on happiness change and he starts to take action rather than being passive. Soo-young is another mess, but I love her and I would defend her with my whole life. At first, she seems like a sweet, easygoing character, and she was kind of giving like manic pixie dream girl vibes, but as we watch the drama more, we see that she has this cold and ruthless side. It's mostly the male lead who gets this side of her, but it comes out with other characters too. It's not in a way that makes me dislike her, it's more in a way where I'm like, damn, remind me not to cross this girl, or get on her bad side. Also, she has this iconic stank face where she looks like she's ready to end you, and I died every time she used it. Despite this, you can tell she's a good and caring person, and you especially see that with the interaction she has with the second male lead. She's just gone through a lot in her life that's caused her to become cold and shut herself off from certain people, relationships, and even happiness, to be honest. And I think this also makes her very self-destructive, and some of the things she does, I'm like, okay, you didn't need to go that far. And I think this part of her personality gets worse and more obvious throughout the drama, and it's very annoying at times, a lot of times actually, but the drama does a good job at showing her story and her good traits, so it's hard to truly dislike her and not root for her. Sang-soo and Soo-young, the angst, the tension, okay, you know what, I'm saying mess too much in this review, so from now on I'm just gonna use synonyms, okay? Most of their scenes are just them staring at each other awkwardly or angstly, if that's a word.
Because tonight will be the night that I will fall.
And most times I find this very annoying. And in this drama, I don't like it, but at the same time I was eating it up, I'm not gonna lie. And I was like, oh my god, please stop staring at each other and just say what you want to say, please. Most of their scenes are like this, but they have a few scenes that are actually really cute and sweet, and they're happy and relaxed, and that's when their chemistry is most evident. Mi-kyung, all I have to say is,
Stand up! Stand up!
she's a rich, pretty, and seemingly smart girl, but she has no self-respect. She's kind of like Soo-young in that she seems very nice and chill at first, but the more we see her, the more we see her toxic and questionable behaviors. Like, she always tries to buy the affection of people with expensive gifts because that's probably the only way she knew how to do that. Because she doesn't get the affection she truly desires in life, she seeks it from other people, and she kind of smothers and suffocates them without realizing. And another spoiler, you can skip to this time if you don't want to hear it. So she and Sang-soo at this point are dating, which is a whole other clutter, but she knows he's about to break up with her because he has feelings for Soo-young. So Mi-kyung decides to host a double date ambush type of birthday party with Soo-young and Jong-hyun. At this point, those two are actually dating for realsies now. Again, see what I mean when I say when this drama is discombobulation? All I'm saying is that if I were that rich, I would have all the confidence in the world. And Jong-hyun, he seems like the perfect guy at first, but then we realize that he's kind of a scrub. He goes through a lot in the drama, which definitely causes him to change as a person, but he kind of takes advantage of people, and he does feel bad about it, but he doesn't put in much effort to change or make things better. So another minor spoiler. So he lives with Soo-young so that he can afford to work and study for his police officer exams because his dream is to become a police officer. But he seems to kind of resent her for letting him live with her, which I can kind of understand, maybe like an ego thing. But like, show a little appreciation to Soo-young instead of sulking, please. And then he kind of flirts with another student from his study group. Like, what? And yeah, I know I'm hating on him for being a hodgepodge, even though I love Soo-young for her Salmagundi? The source said this was a synonym for mess, so I don't know. Anyways, yes, I know I'm being hypocritical, okay? But Soo-young is my girl now, so just deal with it. Did I say 4 people contribute to the toxicity? I meant 5. Sang-soo's best friend Kyung-pil, he's not really in the monstrosity at first, until he is. He kind of starts off as an instigator in the background, provoking people by saying certain things that don't quite cross the line or press a button, but almost does. But as the drama progresses, he gets more and more involved. He's someone who kind of sets things in motion and pushes the story forward. And this guy, Yeon-seok, he's not involved in the main catastrophe at all, and he's kind of on his own side quest or story. But it's honestly probably way worse than what the main characters are doing. And I kind of want a spin-off of this guy and his life because he's on another level compared to our leads. The thing with these characters is that as frustrating and problematic as they are, they're clearly not bad people. They're all in that gray area, which makes them annoyingly interesting to watch and makes you root for them anyways. So if you're ready for a chaotic, stressful, but addicting drama, you really should check this one out if you haven't. Despite the problematic characters and very, very bad decision making, I thought the drama was actually very thoughtful and had a lot of lessons about life sprinkled in. But maybe detox with a nice, stress-free rom-com afterwards.